G'day to you. Here I am again, and I have a new Wix oil filter, 51042. And yes, of course, made in the USA. That isn't the problem. And let us open it up and take a look at it. It says right there, made in the USA. Wix, you guys always are some of the best. I was looking back and I noticed, hey, I have never opened up a unused Wix on my channel. And I was thinking, I should do that. And yeah, so we can get a look at it without it being all oily. And I want to take this one apart and see how well it is made. Well, actually, see how good the filtration is before it has oil on it. So that holds in actually very nice. The seal, and it is of course rubber, but you can see there is probably a silicone. Well, we'll open her up and see, but a silicone anti-drain back valve. We'll get her in this old. There we go. Get her in here and already start her off, and let's get her spinning already. I got no problem with Wix. Wix are always made pretty good. Good filtration, thick filtration. I should one day start looking into some new technique of testing the filtration, which I will be looking into, because I've kept all the filtration of all the new filters I have actually taken apart and kept them all together. So, well, maybe one of these days I'll figure out a way to test the filtration to see how good each one of them filters. And that would be a pretty good video. I'll have to look into that. I've been trying to think of a way. There she goes. She's cracking open. And we all know this is just going to have a nice spring inside of it. Yep. Of course it does. Because it's a Wix. And there we go. No gloves today because it is never been used in oil. But there we go. So, this type has this thing in it. I know, not a lot of people see these types. I moved the camera there, didn't I? Let's move her back to where it is supposed to be. So, yes, this is actually supposed to be, I don't know what this is. This doesn't look like it's a release valve. I don't know if this filter or what this filter's for. So I don't know if it's supposed to have a release valve or not. But yes, silicone anti-drain back. But I do think, yes, this is a, went on like that. Yes, I really do think it did go on like that. Yes, it did go on like that. Goes on like that. And I think that is some sort of a release valve. I don't know how to test them to figure out how it would work. Not that big into being a major technology guy here, so sorry about that one. Number of threads. Well, looks like 3. 3 threads. Pretty hefty base plate on these always, though. Really good base plate. 6 holes, nice big holes. So, nice big holes to let the oil come in, and then it flows through the middle, and that's how they work. So, yeah, these are always made very nicely. Now, the canister. There we go, and yes, we have the truly awesome spring. Now, the pleats are a little way off on this one. And they're not centered. Like, there's a whole bunch bunched up here, then it's open. not the best job in the world, I must say, of keeping the pleats spaced well. Here is where they connect. It's just glued together. No steel connector to keep them together. That is a surprise, actually. I thought the other ones used to have that. Maybe I'm wrong. And I can't really remember. I didn't look back on my video of the oily one I took apart. But yes, nice metal ends. And big holes on the tubes. That's nice. But one of these days I really do want to learn how to test the filtration on these. So good of me to keep the filtration. All right, let me cut the filtration off and we'll go from there. So I got her cut apart. And what do we got? Lots of glue, but it seems to be pretty good glue. It's holding pretty well. Things are your standard stamp kind of like things. See, I don't like the glue always being so much on the inside here. On the outside, I don't care as much because it's got to go through the filtration. But on the inside, then it might mix with the oil. Alright, let's get a look at the filtration, which looks nice. It always does on a Wix. Honestly, I barely ever use a Wix filter. Just don't seem to buy them for some reason. I use a lot of Baldwin, but I don't use a lot of Wix. And I don't know why. Maybe it's, like I said, with the glue, I don't know, maybe some of this glue could get inside the engine, or not. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. So, let us rip apart. It's actually held together pretty good, but I see they use the same glue as in on here. And I used to think these were a thicker type of filtration, but this one is not. But I notice it is layered in some way. It doesn't look like it has any synthetics or anything in it. It just looks like some sort of layered filtration paper, which is probably fine, right? Wix, they do the job. They do what they're supposed to do. They stay together. They really don't break down. And the cups are pretty sturdy too. Wow. That's a sturdy cup. That's not bad, Wix. You do a good job. I would use more Wix if I could, but I just don't find them around as more readily where I live. This one, where I bought this Wix, they didn't have any type that I would use in my vehicle, so they have Baldwin. So I use Baldwin a lot. I think Baldwin are nice. But yeah, this filtration is pretty nice. It's probably a great filter. A1 in my books. Top notch. Shouldn't have any problems going to your 5,000, 6,000 kilometer change interval or your 3,000 to 4,000 mile change interval. Yeah, they probably work just fine, and usually they're built to these pretty good high standards. So these things are pretty high standard filter. And yeah, made in the USA. So yeah, made pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I'll bring you another one very soon.